gonna video you will see the van here. Well, welcome to my world for the next 2, 3 or possibly 4 weeks. I can keep my head still. I'll just scan around the van. Now, I won't say I'm a messy boy, but here we go. What have we got? First sandals on the dashboard. You can't go anywhere without your tricolour. You're representing yourself, but you're Irish, so people see. There we'll have bottles of water, Palestinian scarf, an inverter for charging the camera, which it's on now. And in the back of my van we have hundreds and hundreds of plastic bags donated by the good people of Bradford, containing clothes, toys and medical equipment. Now hopefully this will all be dropped off at one of the Palestinian refugee camps, possibly in Syria, on the way through on our journey, because I would much prefer to have medical aid which can be used in the hospital in order to help with operations and I don't know, hip replacements, penicillin, you know. If we get all the way to Gaza and we get in, say, half a ton of medical aid in the back of this van and it saves one life, well, for me that's made the journey just worth everything, and the effort and the time and the money and the commitment. And you know, part of it's breaking the siege obviously, and part of it's bringing hope and solidarity to the besieged people in the Gaza Strip. But you know, we're going through Syria, and apparently we're going to be there for 3 days, 2 nights and 3 days, going through a country that is not in civil war because there's an insurgency against the government. If it was a true revolution by the people and for the people, I would be in total support of it, but it appears to be a spontaneous uprising that may have been taken over, directed, financed and armed by people who want to see regime change, which is not democracy. Regime change to have possibly 2 million dead and several million people injured, millions of orphans, 20 years of violence, instability among the country, in the country, and a counterinsurgency, because you know, like in Libya and like Iraq and like in Afghanistan, you can change the government to suit the West, but eventually the people are going to say, hold on, that's not what I fought for, or I never fought for that to begin with, but I tell you what, I'm going to stop you doing what you're going to do. But that, in a form and in its own way, is democracy too. That people choose to liberate themselves by whatever means they think is acceptable. So it's a very sad set of circumstances. I don't want to be seen to support the Syrian regime by accepting any hospitality on the way through, and I've already decided if someone says here's a hotel or here's somewhere you can come and stay, if I think it's anything other than genuine, or I feel that it's in support of the regime, I'll sleep in a van, because we'll be doing that on the way over in places. Last night, which was the first day of the journey, we ended up staying in Luton in the community centre, and that's where we are today. Had to nip down into Luton Sound to get a new charger for my camcorder, because I was concerned that I'd have this journey and have no record other than uploading photographs on Facebook. So this is going to be my video diary, and I hope to have a wee chat with everybody who's on the convoy with their permission, and I'll say to them at some stage I'll probably you know, put this onto a CD or something, just for my memories later on in life. So there are, I think, 11 or 12 vehicles currently heading off with Viva Palestina UK on the Viva Palestina Arabia road to Gaza, Bradford to Gaza, a return of the refugees convoy, and we hope to get to Gaza on the anniversary of the Nakba, which in 1948 was on the 15th of May, which was the day that foreign Zionist settlers in Palestine put guns to the heads of 750,000 Palestinians and says, you know, get out or we'll shoot you, basically. And that's why there are now 6.8 million Palestinian refugees in countries, the bordering countries of what is occupied Palestine, sometimes known as Israel, which is Lebanon, Egypt, Jordan and Syria. So I didn't mean to say as much as I have done, but that's off my chest, and the rest of this video diary hopefully is going to be about the trip, about possible dangers that we may face en route. 3 days in Syria is not making me feel any more comfortable or safer about the journey, but I made the decision that in my heart, you know, I'm not trying to save lives, I'm not trying to do anything other than play a part in delivering humanitarian aid, but I've thought by getting it in, I'd save one human life. You know, and the people in the convoy put themselves in harm's way to do that. I think that takes courage, steadfastness and determination to see it through, and that's what I'll do. I'll stay on this journey. I'll be proud to be an Irishman going to Palestine, show solidarity with the people there for what they're going through, and I hope there'll be justice and equality for everyone in the Middle East, not just Palestine. But until that question's resolved peacefully and successfully, then there'll be no peace in the Middle East, and the wider world will be at risk. So there's my speech over for today. We'll be heading off to Dover in about an hour and a half, and from Dover I think we're taking, I'm not sure, somebody said we're taking the tunnel, so unless it's London to Brussels, but I do know for a fact that one way or another we are going, I think, getting all confused now, I think through France tonight. It's a 35-minute crossing, whatever way he's going to get us there, through France into Belgium, and we will possibly be in Brussels this evening. So this is the second leg of the journey done. Didn't sleep very well last night, slept on the floor of a community centre with people snoring and people making tea and people going to the bathroom, but sure, it's what it's all about. So I'll leave this for now, and I have a written diary as well, so between the video log and the diary, I'll try and keep it in. And just in case any of the boys who were in the previous convoys get to see this, if I ever get an opportunity to upload it up onto YouTube and maybe tag people, just going to say I'm missing you boys. You should really enjoy this. I know there was all kinds of reservations about this convoy before it left, but now that I'm on it outside of Syria, I've no concerns whatsoever. And everyone's asking about all the boys from Ireland who were on the convoy, John and Paddy and wee John, Joe, Jimmy and Colin. So fair play to you lads. Yous aren't here, I know you're here in heart, and I'd like to think in a small way I'd represent all of us on the convoy. So slán or, and chat later.